sports documentaries that you would want to see, with HBO having the documentary coming up about Barry Bonds?
Yeah.
Well, quick side note, at my mom's house, there's a photo that was once at my house, and it was a photo, and everyone was like, "Oh man, that's pretty cool. Like, who is that?" Like, this, it was a picture of my mom and a gentleman, hat on, black leather coat, and it was like, "Is that your dad?" I was like, "No."
No.
But it's one of my mom's prized possessions is her picture with Barry Bonds.
Oh, word?
After a Raiders game inside the little players tunnel. Barry Bonds used to go to a lot of, Oakland Raider games.
Really?
When he was in the Bay Area. So this is 2005 when he's, right around, he's Barry Bonds. He's the home run king. He's still that guy. But, my mom, one of her great pictures is of Barry Bonds. And so she used to put it at my house and said, "Keep this one here." So it was like, whatever. But sports documentaries that you would want to see, hopefully they make. I'm gonna pass it to you, TJ, because I got a couple that I've been thinking about, but I know you got a list.
Yeah, and this was kind of, at first I thought it'd be interesting or easy to come up with this list, but then you realize, like, so many great stories, Chris, have already had 30 for 30.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that's the thing. The 30 for 30 on
They do a
ESPN
great
has,
job.
I don't know how many there's been now.
Right.
Probably been over 50.
Yes,
easily.
They just did an American Gladiators one,
Yes,
I think,
last
that just
week.
came out.
Last week.
So there have already been so many great sports documentaries, and so trying to come up with some new ones, I understand, is difficult, but I'm really curious what you guys have come up with, because there are so many great sports stories that are
Crazy
still
sports stories.
untold.
Yeah.
So what do you got?
Well, like I said, I'm hoping that these don't have documentaries already. I'm sure if they do, someone will let us know. But right off the bat, like any kind of gate in football, Deflategate, Spygate, Bountygate, I want to see all of these gates, a documentary on every single one of these gates, okay?
Explain all of these.
All of them.
right.
And then, as a pro wrestling fan right now, the bloodline, they are dominating WWE. And if you really look at WWE and their history, there is a Samoan dynasty that started with the High Chief Peter Maivia, who was The Rock's grandfather.
Yeah.
And
Side note real quick.
Yeah.
My daughter, I had to let her know, she did not know that Maui on Moana was The Rock. Changed her life because she was scared of Maui at first.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I said, that's The Rock. She's like, wait, The Rock? That's Maui. Oh my God. I love it.
No, his daughter.
I would say there's a great viral video
viral
that
video
his
of him.
daughter didn't realize it either.
And she was like, "Is Daddy?" And she was like, "No, no, you're not." So
sorry about that, but go ahead.
That's all good. So this Samoan dynasty has, over the last 50 years, has just produced some of the most incredible wrestlers that have ever wrestled. So it would be interesting just to give them a proper look and see, how that dynasty started and the tree branches. It's crazy leading up to today when you have Roman Reigns is the biggest star in wrestling. Also, guys, I don't know, we're a little too young to kind of remember this, but in 1973, the New York Yankees, two players had a wife/family swap.
No, they literally just switched families.
Fritz Peterson and Mike Kekich decided that they were going to essentially swap spouses. And in addition to that, the families that came with said spouses. Like, I don't know if there's ever been a proper movie or documentary made, but I would love to see it.
That's
and
really
then
funny.
As an MMA fan, just what the Gracie family has done with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and how they literally changed the game of fighting, the mastery of martial arts.
I have trained with the Gracie brother before.
Have you?
I have trained.
There's so many, and we want to talk about much
humbling.
like the Samoan dynasty, like the branches and the tree limbs. So just to see the Gracie family kind of get their props and give a proper documentary. How does Dennis Rodman become friends with Kim Jong Un?
That's a good one.
In North Korea. Like, I want to see a documentary that follows the worm. How did this friendship start? Like, and what does Dennis Rodman do when he goes over there? I'm really fascinated. And then the 1994 Montreal Expos, guys, that season got kind of stopped by didn't get kind of stopped. It got stopped by a strike. And the Expos, if you recall, were on fire. I think they had won 70 games. And, by the time the strike was over in 95, you could tell that the magic was gone. They finished terribly, but man, they had a great young team. They had some great players, and they were on a roll. And I would just love to see. They were 74-40, as a matter of fact, after 114 games. So I'd just maybe like to see Pedro Martinez was on the team. Larry Walker, Marquise Grissom, Will Cordero, Cliff Floyd, like Moises Alou, a young John Wetland. So you almost got to wonder too, like, if that season, if they don't strike and the Expos win the World Series, does that change their future? Like, do we have a Washington team?
You know who the Expos' last draft pick was?
I do.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady,
really?
yes. The last
Really?
player drafted by the Expos, yes. And then who else do we got here? So after the Expos, remember the 2021 Tokyo Olympics?
Yeah, I heard about
word
those.
was that they put cardboard beds in there to discourage sex amongst the very sexed up Olympic athletes. I just want to see something on the Olympic cardboard beds and how well this worked, because I got a feeling it didn't work too well. Vontae Davis, remember Vontae Davis? How he just decided in mid-game at halftime that,
buddy
you know
of mine.
what? I'm done. I'm out. You knew him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good
I
friend
would
of mine.
love to kind of, I don't know, I can't recall ever seeing anything that like went into the backstory of this, but Vontae Davis just at halftime of a game going, you know what, fellas, I'm out. Peace, I'm done. Like, I'd love to see a documentary on
After
that.
breaking up a pass on third down right before the half.
I did not.
That is amazing.
He came off of a high.
He broke up a pass on third down, and then
he goes in the locker room.
And he goes in the locker room and they're like,
See ya.
I'm done.
He said, I'm done, bro. He's like, what you mean you done? Like, you done? Nah, y'all can have it.
I mean, he retired during halftime. He just left his equipment in the locker room. He's done. That would be very interesting. And I know you guys, because of our pre-show talk, would love this. Just the rise of live golf. It may be too early now.
What about 15 years?
Let's get the cameras rolling. Let's take our notes and start this, because I don't know where this live golf thing is going, but I'm interested to find out where it ends, if it ends. And then remember Brian Colangelo's burner account? We talk about athletes with burner accounts, but Brian Colangelo, as working for the Sixers, had a burner account, and he was the president of basketball operations, as a matter of fact, and had this burner account where he kind of talked about Sam Hinkle and the players, and it kind of, we don't really remember it right now, but at the time, that was a big story, his burner account. So I'd just like to kind of be refreshed on what exactly went down and how that may have added to the demise of the process. And those are just 10 documentaries that I came up with that I'd love to see. And there's so many more that, your mind just kind of, you get scrambled trying to think of all of them.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.